Hi again, this is Mrs. Solomon coming to you from the Makerspace computer. I have saved my drawing from Inkscape on my computer as an SVG file and uploaded it to Google Drive, so I can see it here in my Google Drive. To get it, I will download it. I've already downloaded this. To do that, you right-click and press download. I've already downloaded this previously, so it's already here on the computer. But you're going to want to make sure that it is downloaded. You'll notice that it already has it as an Inkscape file. Next, I want to open Inkscape. So I see Inkscape here on this computer, and I open RetinaEngrave. RetinaEngrave is the software that the laser cutter runs on. If I was actually going to print this, I would want to make sure that it said connected here. That needs to be connected prior to turning this on. The laser cutter needs to be on. It needs to show an IP address, and then I open RetinaEngrave. And then it'll say connected, and it'll show that exact same IP address. Right now, the laser cutter is not on because it makes a lot of noise. Wouldn't be really good for this video. But in general, you would want that turned on and for this to say connected before proceeding. Also, before moving, I want to hit here on my import options. Prior to importing, I want to hit ignore thin vector. That's going to allow me to it's not going to turn a vector into the things that I said no stroke on, the things that I want to engrave. So that needs to be selected prior to sending something here. So when in Inkscape, I have this open. I'm going to open and get the drawing that I downloaded here from my computer. Again, I had put that on Google Drive, opened Google Drive on this computer, and downloaded it. I could have saved it somewhere, but I don't need to. If I download it, it'll be in my downloads folder, and it'll be the most recent thing if I just downloaded it. So I can open that. And this should look exactly like it did on Inkscape on my computer. I have my star, which I can zoom in and see that my star is outlined in red, and that stroke is 0.001 inches. The things that I want to engrave are in black. They have no stroke. I'm not checking that right now, but you can check it on this computer. I highly recommend that you do. So assuming that it looks good and that I have checked that I am ignoring thin vector while I import, while in Inkscape, I press print, and then I choose the full spectrum engineering driver. That's going to send it to the full spectrum program. So I'm here in the full spectrum program, and there are a couple of tabs on the top, and I just zoomed in using these buttons up here. This first tab is the raster engrave. This is what it's planning to engrave. Notice that I do not see my star or the circle that I made to cut out. That's great. I didn't want that. But I am seeing all the items that I wanted to engrave. Perfect. They're also spaced correctly such that they would be in the center of the star. If it was over here, it would be cut out as part of the star. I don't want that. So it's going to be centered in the middle of the star exactly how I like it. Under the vector tab, vector is going to be what I cut. Notice that it is cutting out the outline of the star as well as the circle. Now let's say I get here and I realize, oh, there's a line that I didn't want to cut out. I can right click on that line and press this disable button. That disables it, and notice that it is now a lighter shade. That means it is not going to get cut out. If I accidentally disable something, I can right click again and press that button again, and it will be enabled. So make sure that the things that you want cut are in bold and are ready to get cut. Again, this is a place where you can edit that. Notice again that my smiley face and my high will be in the middle of the design that I'm cutting out, not like overlapping the edge. And that's all good. So then I move over to the right panel here. For properties, I will change my raster power to something like 80%, keeping the speed at 100. Changing the power is going to change like how dark or light something is, and in some cases how deep it cuts. The speed is really going to relate to how deep it cuts. If I wanted it to be really light but deep, I would have a low power but a low speed as well, so it's going slowly over that material. For the vector layer, so again, rastering is engraving. For the vector layers, notice that I don't have a black vector layer, so I don't need to worry about this line. I do have red vector layers, and those are what I want to cut. The speed, let's say I'm doing this on one of our wood pieces, the speed is going to be a 60 and the power is going to be 100. For both rastering and vector cutting, make sure to check in the makerspace. We will have different settings set up for different materials that we know to be good. So make sure that you check those settings before deciding on just random numbers for your project. Then this will get you ready to cut. Again, normally this would be connected. I will have homed the laser, and then I can check the job perimeter to make sure I have enough material for that. I will have jogged using either these buttons or the buttons on the laser cutter, the laser to the beginning location. And I usually like to do this mode, raster, then vector, which will first engrave and then immediately start cutting, doing both jobs at once. And when you're ready, you will hit play. All right. Thank you for watching.